We just arrived to the city of Puebla and we are going to be taking you on a food tour. So we're gonna go with something different called escamoles, which is ant larva.
I'm down. It's probably one of my favorite tacos.
I think that's the hottest sauce I've ever eaten. Oh my god. It's so hot.
We're gonna be so spoiled by the time we leave Mexico, we're not gonna want to eat out ever again in the US.
You can't top that. So we just arrived to the city of Puebla and we are going to be taking you on a food tour because Puebla City is known for amazing culinary inventions like mole poblano and a bunch of other specialties for this region. So we're doing our own like self-guided food tour where we kind of wrote down all of the foods everyone suggests trying or that are from Puebla specifically and share our experiences with you. So I hope you have a hungry belly.
Puebla is the 4th largest city in Mexico, and it definitely feels like it. There's a lot of traffic in the Zocalo, just like there was in Mexico City. So definitely Uber in, totally worth it. That way you don't have to worry about parking.
And from our trailer park, it only costs us about $6 US to take an Uber into the city. But our
That was a 35-minute Uber ride.
Yes. Our first stop for the day is going to be getting molotes, which are kind of like a deep fried empanada filled with meat, cheeses, different fillings, and then they have a sauce on top. It's supposed to be really tasty. We made our first stop, which is Antojitos de Acapulco, and we are getting 2 things here, moletes, and we are also getting a polona, which is going to be like a sandwich that has shredded beef. They put lettuce, salsa rojo, sour cream, and they fry the bread. So polona actually means baldy, which will have like a shiny soft spot on top of the bun, which is why they name it polona. So we're getting one of those, but the moletes, I actually almost ordered sesos because someone here recommended it. I thought it was mushrooms, but I found out after ordering it, it's brains. So we've changed our order. We're just gonna go pretty mild. We're just doing a cheese molete with jalapenos and basil. So we'll see how that is.
I'm not blown away, but it is good.
Oh, I like this.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. They just take a tortilla, fill it, and then deep fry it. It's really good. If you like fried food, you'll like this.
The polona is good, but molete for the win, for sure. Well, that was delicious.
Yes.
Now where we're headed?
Right here, across the street.
Oh, really?
Moral de Poblanos. This is one of the most famous places you can get mole poblano.
So mole poblano was apparently discovered in a convent kitchen by a nun right here in Puebla and then spread across the world after that. And if there's one thing that I can think of that I love about Mexican food, it's probably mole poblano.
We love mole.
We love mole.
This place is so fancy. I see why it's probably the most famous. There's beautiful murals everywhere. It's so well lit, and it's like an experience. It feels very, very fancy. So we're going to go with the mole sampler platter where we can get 5 different moles to try with meat. And we're not sure if it comes with bread or tortillas, probably. But we're also going to try something special. Puebla is known for creating a dish called chiles en nogada, but it's a typical dish that is cooked in July, August, and September for their national holiday, like their Independence Day. So unfortunately, they don't have it on the menu all year long. So if you come during this time, I highly suggest trying that. It's an extremely famous dish. So we're gonna go with something different called escamoles, which is ant larva. It's still a seasonal dish. We've been seeing it everywhere on signs, and it seems like it's a really well-revered dish. We've tried weird things like chapulines, which are grasshoppers, last night, and we really enjoyed it. So we figure, hey, this seems like a place that'd probably cook it right. So we're gonna be trying escamoles. These are the smallest but most expensive drinks.
All I want to know is how that drank.
The boozy. So this is the escamole. You're supposed to take a fresh tortilla, add a little bit of guacamole, and then take the escamoles. And then it's like a taco. It's delicious. I was really nervous. It doesn't even really have like a consistency. It kind of just blends in right with the guacamole, but there's like a really nice buttery flavor to it. And they put a little bit of basil on top. It's really, really good. I'm shocked. Huh.
I didn't know what I was going to expect, but it is good. It definitely has like a flavor, like an earthy flavor, but it's not bad. I'm sure it's the way they cook it. So we learned when we were in Spain that the deliciousness of strange foods depends on who's cooking them. So this is actually really good. I'm down. This is about to be an adventure into mole right here. 5 different moles, 5 different spoons. So verde, green, rojo, red, poblano. This is fruit. This is gonna be like a sweet mole, I would imagine. And then this one was what?
Adobo.
Adobo. Ooh, and I love adobo. Just as complex as the poblano, but not as dark of a flavor. It's made from pumpkin seeds, so it's got like this kind of roasted fall flavor. I gotta hit it again.
Okay, ready? I like this one more. This one's made with peanuts, I can tell. And then red chilies, which is what is the rojo. This one's really peanutty. Like that super strong peanut flavor. But I think the mole poblano is my favorite still. Look at how good and beautiful that is. So dark and rich and creamy. That's the winner by far. This one has tons of heat, super complex. The finish is so nice where all of a sudden you just start to feel it all over your mouth and feel different flavors or taste different flavors. This is definitely the winner for me. This one looks spicy. It's just perfect. Oh, that is so good. It's like definitely tomato based on this one, I feel like. I could be very wrong in that statement, but I feel like there's tomato in it. Dude, that is so good. I don't know if I like the mole poblano or the adobo better. The adobo's not very spicy. I actually think the mole poblano is the hottest. Well, so now we know the 2 winners, according to me.
All right, if I had to pull a trigger, I would say number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. For sure. Tequila.
Consensus.
That was absolutely delicious, but expensive.
It's definitely a place you want to like sit down and have a nice lunch or meal. Like as a food tour, if you're trying to get the most bang for your buck, it's probably expensive. But you can go there and just get like the mole platter for around 230, 250 pesos, which is still expensive compared to other places, but it's an experience.
Right.
But now we're a little bit full, so we're gonna take a break and we're going to get something called a pasita from La Casita. All right, we have to turn here. They put aged cheese, raisin, and this is a pasita shot, which is actually made from raisin paste. So it's like a fermented raisin paste liqueur. It's very famous here. It originated here in Puebla. Nice and refreshing and sweet. It's delicious. It's like a sweet liqueur. I can have that in my coffee.
Gosh. But it's actually really good. Really sweet. The typical ABV for a Casita is about 20%, which is around 5 to 6% more than a glass of wine. This bar actually limits you to 5 Casitas per hour, so you don't get too trashed.
Since we were still full, we decided we would explore a bit of the city. Puebla is a colonial city developed after the Spanish colonized here, and is largely known for its beautiful buildings decorated with Spanish tiles or painted in bright, fun colors. It's also known for having a ton of churches, 365 to be exact. You could go to a different church every day of the year. This church in particular, Capilla de Rosario Iglesia de Santo Domingo, is famous for being decorated in gold.
Okay, we've had enough of a food break. I think we're ready for our next stop, which is going to be Tacos Árabes. So we just got a special type of taco, which is called tacos árabes. Back around World War I, a lot of Middle Easterners came to Mexico, and with them they brought the gyro, so the doner kebab where you kind of on the stick, and they slice off the meat. And what makes the taco árabe different than a taco al pastor is they use an actual like pita bread instead of using a corn tortilla. So the taco árabes is going to be pork, and then you have the pita bread, and you're supposed to put sauce on top with a little bit of lime. I've heard they're incredible. It's my first time having anything like this, like with pork like this. I'm breaking all the rules, but I'm going for it. Very Euro-esque. It's delicious. The meat's really flavorful, the bread's perfectly soft. This is very good.
It's a different sensation with the pita bread. Pita bread is actually very good. The pastor style, like on the spit, because you get like the crispy flame broil with still the juicy on the inside. I'm down. It's probably one of my favorite tacos. So that was banging. We just got 2 tacos árabes and 1 taco al pastor, and it cost us 42 pesos. We're gonna be so spoiled by the time we leave Mexico. We're not gonna want to eat out ever again in the US. Now we're headed to Las Calle Dulces, which is also known as Calle Santa Clara, and it's known for having just a ton of sweet shops all up and down the street.
So camotes are sweets made from sweet potato, and this one's actually flavored with strawberry. I've never had one before, but they are a specialty of Puebla.
Make sure you like it first.
Oh. Mmm. Mmm. It has like the consistency of a sweet potato. It's not super, super sweet. This is very interesting. Not what I was expecting. I like that the sweets here aren't like so sweet.
Yeah, it's strange. I like the texture of a baked sweet potato, but it's not that. With strawberry. It's good.
So we enjoyed the camotes, but I don't think we would be buying a whole box. But luckily, they let us try another cookie, which is called La Tortita de Santa Clara, because this is Santa Clara Street where all of the sweet shops are. It's made of marzipan and pumpkin seeds on top, and it is so tasty. We ended up buying a whole plate to go. It was so good. This is probably the best sweet we've had.
Our last stop for the night was a nondescript tamale restaurant, only open for a few hours a week. There was a line well before they opened, so we knew we were in for a treat. They bring in huge containers of tamales, which can only be purchased to go. We bought 4 and walked to the nearby pulque bar to enjoy. They were by far the best thing we've eaten in all of Mexico, and honestly, if you're only able to eat one thing when in Puebla, we think this should be it.
We've officially eaten so much food, it has gotten dark.
We've been eating all day.
So hopefully you enjoyed this video and getting a little taste of some of the food Puebla has to offer. There is so many more things you could have tried and amazing restaurants here. So this is just kind of a taste for what you can expect if you're visiting Puebla.
Exactly. If you did enjoy this video, let us know in the comments below. While you're down there, hit the subscribe button and ring the little bell next to it. That way you get alerted every time we drop a new video here on YouTube. And until then, we'll see you next week.
Our first stop for today is going to be getting a molotes? Molotes, okay.
So this was habanero.
That is insane hot. Like, just dab my plate. Oh my god. You're gonna regret that.
Oh my god. What are you talking about? That's the best thing ever.
Why are your eyes watering?
My eyes were already watering before I took the bite of the habanero sauce. Thank you very much.
It's very hard to film today because of traffic, honking, noise, people walking in front of you.
But the thing is, like, I think this is a little more hectic feeling than the Zocalo in Mexico City, because that one had very big streets. This one, the streets are all super small.
This is like cars and people, so it's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in.
This is so good.